3. And then I will be with you. One more. All right. I am live. I'm ready. I can't see what's going on yet. Doesn't show anyone in here yet. Okay. I'll give it a second, let people come in. As usual. Most lives start that way. You got to give people a chance to get the notification, especially if you don't go live the same time every week or even go live every week. I see Tammy's in here. Sue is in here. Patty. So, and people are hitting the thumbs up, so that is good. It shows 2 people in here. I got 3 comments so far, so that's weird. There they go. And it just jumped up to 8. Go ahead and hit the like button. Can you guys hear the noise in the background? Hello, Douglas. Peggy Gold. Peggy's here. It's time to start the live. Hey, I like watching your videos. Well, thank you. I like that you like watching my videos. So can you guys hear the background noise? What's going on in the background? Hello, Sharon. Susan. Y'all don't forget the like button. How many are they? Right now, Tammy, there are 6. Hello, Edward, Donna. So the chicks that I have had in the incubator, they're starting to hatch. Like some of them are not in the incubator anymore. I have a little brooder sitting down there, and I am really hot because I had the air on, and then I came home and I had forgotten. They started hatching last night. One of them hatched at like 3 in the morning and woke me up because it's in here in this room. Well, through that door there is a closet, and on the other side of the closet is my bedroom where I sleep. And it was the only one out and chirping. You know how loud they can get when they're by themselves, or something's wrong, if they're too cold, too hot, hungry, thirsty, or alone. It was alone, and started chirping, and I have forgotten that the birds, that the incubator was here, that it was, I forgot. I got up in the middle of the night trying to figure out what was going on, and it was a bird. Then this morning, before I left to go to work, there was a second one, and now there are, I believe, 6. And I have one in the incubator by itself because it's still drying. And there are still, it still says 1 day left on the incubator. So, I mean, I'm going to leave the incubator running for a couple more days, see how many I actually get. But right now, I think there's 6, and I took 5 of them out. If there are 6, I took 5 out of them out and put it in this little brooder here, and left the wet one in the incubator. Well, I had the air on because I was outside feeding animals and stuff and got hot. And so I turned the air on to come in and cool off. And then it's like, oh man, I got to put these birds in a brooder. And I was going to use a hot plate instead of a heat lamp this time. Gertie is getting on my nerves. I can hear her barking. So I got this heat plate last year and I used it, but I think the birds were a little bit older before I think I started out on a heat lamp, and then they were just a little bit bigger last time before I actually put them on under the heat lamp. These just came out of the incubator and straight into the heat lamp, and I just don't know how it's going to work. I thought about leaving them in the incubator while I did the live stream so that I could keep the air going. But then I thought, well, if something goes wrong, if this heat plate is not going to keep them warm enough, I need to find out now before I go to bed. So that leaves me with no air conditioner running and hot. And that's what you got for the live stream. Cassie always, yeah, I know she does. I've seen people do it. It's just like, but they're not the same. They're not the same brand. They're not the same heat plate. And the one she uses every time may work really well, but this one might not. And it did last year, and it might not this year. So there's always something to worry about. I'm not just going to stick them on the end of there and go to bed assuming everything is all right. I want to try to give it an opportunity to show me that I can trust it, I guess. Um, I'm not real sure. I mean, I put them under the heat plate. They're all under the heat plate. Um, and they're brand new babies, so they're going to make noise. I just don't really know how to tell how good of a job the heat plate's doing. So I don't know. I guess lift it up a little bit later and check and see feel of them, see how warm they are. I don't know. I'm gonna start looking at the chat and see what you guys have been saying. See who's in here. Go ahead and keep leaving comments because that keeps the live going. Let's see. Said hi to Susan, Tammy, Edward, Donna, Sue. How many are you trying to hatch? I think I started out with 25. I think the thing holds 25. And I took, I think, 8 out that either quit early or weren't fertilized. So what is that? 17? I hate this. I think it's 17 eggs that were left in there. Hate doing math on the spot like that. I don't know. So they're really, wait. So they're really windy. 45 miles per hour gust on all. So that must be a comment to someone else. That they're really windy. 45 miles per hour gust up and on all day today. How many did you buy Saturday? 2. And they're at Amy's house because I didn't feel like setting up a brooder. I whined about having to set up a brooder. And she like, oh, poor you. And I'm like, you've got a bunch of kids that are going to set up your brooder. You are not going to go home and set up your own brooder. And she says, good point. She said, how about I take them to my house and we'll put them in my brooder for tonight? And I said, that's a good idea. So I'll probably get them this weekend. But I don't know. I mean, I'd have to see her this weekend. Mom's in here. Pixie Ranger says, howdy. Peggy Go does not like the hot plate. Share, Peggy, share. See, so the reason I wanted to use the hot plate is because I don't like the heat lamps. So there's always a chance of the heat lamps. Ooh, the air just came on. There's always a chance of the heat lamps, catching something on fire, falling, something going wrong. I mean, they get really hot, and I've used them. That's all I've used is the heat lamps until last year. I got this hot plate. So tell me your experiences with the hot plates. And does it not keep them warm enough? Let's see. Cassie always uses hot plates. I don't trust them to be warm enough. Okay. Yeah, see, that's where I'm like with a heat lamp, you can walk up and fill it. You can walk into a room and fill it, actually, but I don't know. Hello, Leonardo. Who is Leonardo? Oh, I see. Leon. It's not Leonardo. I don't know what it is. Is it Leandro? Maybe. Um. So this tonight, I'm still reading the chat. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Tonight, I think it's tonight. The weather's supposed to get bad over in western side of Oklahoma, over to OKC. From Texas, actually, not just Oklahoma, from Texas all the way up to Kansas. Is that tonight or tomorrow? I know I think it's tonight. And I know tomorrow we have a good chance for storms here. And then the better chance for storms for us will be Wednesday and Thursday. But Wednesday they're talking about like crazy winds and hail and possible tornadoes. And I don't want any of them. Um, but when we get through this week, then there's a lot of things that I need to do. Like I still have, if you watched a couple of videos back, I did plant a couple of tomato plants out there outside, and I have a couple more that I didn't plant yet. And I was going to buy pots to put them in. I have these raised beds over here, but then when I had the guy come out and spray the fence line around the chain link fence. I don't know if he got it in. So all of that in there around that raised bed is dead. So I don't know. I guess he sprayed it. I don't know for sure. And because I don't know for sure, I'm not going to plant anything in it. So I'm using pots. Um, Forget starting seeds this year. Forget a garden on, in the ground anyway. So I bought some pots, a few plants, and that is what I'm going to try to do. Anyway, I have a couple of tomato plants left that I'm not planting until after this week, till after the storms. And then I have pumpkin and I think cucumber and something else. There's another plant in there, but I don't remember if it may be another variety of either the cucumber or the pumpkin that I have, or a different plant. I don't know. I don't need a lot of anything. I'm just gonna try to make an attempt at growing something this year. I know I grew pumpkins before. I'm trying to remember how that went. I grew some pumpkins before, but it seemed like something happened. Something happened before they got ripe. I don't remember how that went, but I have done watermelons. I have done cantaloupe. I have done cucumber, and those things, they produce way more than I ever needed or thought that they would. I planted one spring 2 plants of each, and it was just like I couldn't give them away fast enough. So anyway, just playing with it this year. Gonna wait till after the storm to get the rest of it out there. And then if I see things as I'm out and I want to buy something like, something other than chicks, I'll pick something up. Sharon said yes. Oh, you were telling Sue what the weather was in Arizona. I got you. Don't let it get too hot or you'll lose them like Brandon lost a lot of chicks. Don't let what get too hot? The hot plate? Are you talking about a hot plate or just the temperature all together? Patty, thank you. Patty says, please. She says, please hit the thumbs up. What kind of chicks? What kind of chicks did I buy, or what kind of chicks am I hatching? What did I buy on Saturday? I bought 2 chicks, and I'm not sure of the pronunciation. I'm going backwards on these on this chat. Let me move it up a little bit and start going down. Peggy says lambs are fine as long as you fasten them securely. I've never had problems with them. I haven't either. I always tie them with a cord, or they have the clamp. Use the clamp and then tie it with the cord to catch it in case the clamp falls. I also put something behind the clamp, if that makes sense, like a stick or something to keep it from dropping down. So I secure it in 2 different ways. But when I'm in my house and I have a heat lamp going in my house, it's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable to trust it, because they definitely do start fires if they ever get anything on them, if they touch something or whatever. Noise doesn't bother you. It sounds cute. When they let you know if they were cold. I don't know. I know because I don't usually if there's a lot of noise, there's something wrong. But they just hatched and they're kind of making noise. Um, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're cold. If they were turkeys, turkeys get real loud if they get cold. They get real loud. But I don't know. How's the baby chicks doing that you bought at the swap meet? I assume it's fine. It's at Amy's. What did I buy on Saturday? I bought two chicks. I think the pronunciation is Houdan. 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 Look it up. Funny looking creature. And they have an extra toe. Both chicks have an extra toe on both of their feet. And then they have the hairdo. It's feather dew on the top of their head. The crest, or would it be a crest? What do you call that up there? I don't know. Houdan, look it up. Let me just read your thing about Brandon. Let me go down and see if you answered that. Backlash Fisherman, hello. Lorie, we leave on Wednesday, and that's kind of scary. Why is that scary? I think God tricked the weathermen because several different weathermen said massive storms, blah, blah, blah. And I got rain, but no storm or flooding. You know what, Pixie Ranger, I was thinking about that just a while ago, how how weather channels have become news, weather channel, everything has become like a clickbait in everything they publish. Um, it's kind of sad. You don't know who to trust. But yeah, I feel like so I watch Ryan Hall, y'all, and I still like Ryan Hall, y'all, and I watch Max Velocity, and I watch some of the local news channels in Northwest Arkansas, Northeast Oklahoma, because it's kind of the same area. Um, but it's just like even those local channels make a bigger deal out of these storms than what they are. They're rarely what they say they are. Tammy says, I was going to plant some tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, and onions, but we're supposed to get down to 38 next Sunday and Monday night, so I'm trying to wait. Oh my goodness, that's cold. I do all of my gardening in pots and one raised bed. Must have missed Kay Barnes because Mom says, whoops, got lost, y'all. Mom says hi to Kay Barnes. I don't see it. But if you're in here, hi. Jovita made it. Howdy, howdy, everyone. Jovita, you missed the last live stream. You was a no-show. Is anybody in here follow me on Instagram? And have you seen my post from today or yesterday on Instagram yet? Let me know. Because I got something else to talk about. Was up living in abundant grace? She said they are still alive. So, yes, my two chicks that I was telling you about must be doing fine. So, well, they were a couple hours ago. His incubator, his incubator got too hot. I lost, yeah, okay. I thought you meant after, these are not in the incubator. This is at the end. No, they're fine. These are out of the incubator and into the brooder. How many birds with that give you total, or are you looking to replace? How many birds? Are you asking me, Tammy, my total, like with my big coop outside? If you are, I don't know. Um, I think I have 6 hatched over here. I don't even know that for sure without going over there and counting. And then 2 at Amy's house. I don't know what I have out in the big coop, but I do have, a few, I don't start to say 3, but I don't even know if it's 3, a few barred rocks that I'm going to sell, and a couple of other ones. They're um, a little bit older, so I'm going to replace them if that's what you're asking. But I'll tell you what, I'm getting more eggs than I know what to do with. Silky chicks. I do not get silky chicks. I think Amy got silky chicks. If I don't know if you're talking to me or her. Crest. Like my hands are crested cream leg bars. The cream leg bars are crested? I did not know that. Now I gotta look that up. Give me something to do on the computer. And you said the cream leg bars are sex link, right? I'll be doggone, they are. Hmm. I did not know that. I understood what you were trying to say. Donna says, Lorie, are these silkies? They have 5 toes. I didn't know silkies have 5 toes. No, they're not silky. Amy, don't you have silkies, and do yours have 5 toes? Because I was talking about tornadoes. Um, Tammy does Google for me. Yeah, but still, I don't know that you can trust Google. Tammy doesn't own a TV. Did you know that more than half of well, I'm telling you now, more than half of my viewers watch from TV, watch my channel from the TV. Well, something like almost 60% of my viewers watch from a TV. That's just wow to me. There's K Barnes. I can see K Barnes now. Here in eastern Oklahoma, we are safe to plant after April 11th. Let's see. Has nobody Ovidius says, dang, my first live stream I've ever missed. Has nobody looked at my Instagram? If you're not if you're not following me on Instagram, go on over there and follow me at LG_homestead. There is another LG Homestead on Instagram. She got there before I did. And so she's got the name, but the underscore. You can also look in the description of this video, I think, but I know you can go to my main YouTube page, the About tab, where it has a description of the channel and everything. The Insta link will be down there in that. But Peggy says, I'm trying to get on Instagram and it won't let me. Why won't it let you? Donna, I have Insta. I don't use it much. Scramble some and put them in the freezer. Donna says, scramble some, put in the freezer, and glass some. Peggy just followed me on Instagram. Yeah, Amy was just now was telling me about this, about how she's scrambling them and putting them in the freezer now. And I had never heard of that until she told me, and she just recently heard of it. I've forgotten where she said she heard of it. Amy says, yes, I have the silky chicks, but I haven't I haven't looked at their toes. I would have looked at their toes. The guy pointed out to me that they had the ones that I got have more toes. Maybe all of his birds have a bunch of toes. I don't know how many toes a chicken's supposed to have, come to think of it. Sue says, too bad we're not going toward your neck of the woods. When we leave Wednesday, I'd buy some eggs from you. Sue, I can't rat. Uh, Sue, somebody started following me on Instagram. It disappeared. Um, Living in abundant grace said she could bring you some, Sue. Sue watches from the iPad or iPhone. So about as many people watch from the phone. Let's see. I'm already signed in. If I'm not signed in, I'm not going to worry about looking it up. But yeah, I'm not signed in. I was going to go into my analytics, but I think as many people watch from the phone as do the iPad or the computer. I just assumed everybody, like most people, I watch mostly from the phone. I do from the laptop some, but mostly from the phone. And I just assumed everyone else did. I think it used to be that way, that more people watched it from the phone. I guess when the app first came out, but now um, TV's the thing, and that's wild. Um, what does my shirt say? Wicked chickens. Uh, Wicked chickens lay deviled eggs. Okay. Ooh, Sue's wanting to know when, Amy. Who gang chicken is spotted silky. This is who. I mean, you're probably talking. I don't know. This is Houdan. Houdan or Udan or something. It's a crazy looking bird. Yeah, it's a crazy looking bird. Peggy scrambles and freeze. I need to get a freeze dryer. I'll be freeze drying Skittles or something. Mom says it's a good thing you found K Barnes. I thought I was beginning to lose it. um, Jovita watches on her phone. Um, Lorie, you can get muffin tin spray with non-cooking spray, scrambled eggs, cut up ham, and put the eggs and cheese for muffins. Freeze. Let me read that again. You can get a muffin tin, spray it with non-cooking spray, scramble eggs, cut up ham, put it in the eggs and cheese for muffins. Freeze. Did not know that. Oh. Peggy uses her iPad. Donna uses the phone. Timmy said, I'm reading the comments, and I just kind of forgot y'all were here. I haven't I haven't watched TV in years, so I figured, well, I have one. I have one. It's plugged in because Greg plugged it in, but I haven't watched it. I will one day. I even bought a TV stand. Enter, I don't know what you call it. TV stand, entertainment center or something. Who gang are spotted silkies? Oh, phone's retyping messages. Burkett Cog Heel freeze dries some Skittles. I love freeze dried Skittles. Edward says, I watch you on TV when at home and when I'm on the road, I have to use my iPhone or phone. He didn't say iPhone. I just threw that in there because everybody ought to have an iPhone rather than a Android. So I guess nobody watched my video on Instagram. So I'll go ahead and tell you, before the video that comes out Thursday, Dawn had her babies. This is Android for me. You need an iPhone. Jovita, my eyes itching. Dawn had her babies, and anybody want to guess how many she had? Just take a guess. Donna says, I don't have a freezer. I just put it in the freezer for a couple of hours. That will last 6 months. Wow. Living in Abundant Grace next to ice cream. Sean's favorite thing to freeze is dried sour Skittles. I don't like the sour Skittles, and I don't like the ice cream sandwiches. Like, I just don't care for them. Sue says it must be humid out. I'm sweating. Okay, so a few guesses. Y'all ain't playing this game very well. I'm just saying. We got 2, 3, 4. Nobody said 1. Nobody said 6. I mean, just a few of you commented, but she had 4. My eyes bother me. She had 4 babies, and it is on Instagram. There is a short that I was going to put out tomorrow, but I don't know. I don't know whether to do it tomorrow or wait till the video comes out and do it. But Kathy has an Android. I watch her channel on my computer. 1 baby. 4. And she wasn't that big. I didn't think she was that big. Pebbles is huge. I think Pebbles was huge last year, and she had 3. Bixie said she was so evenly wide on both sides. And after she gave birth, she was evenly skinny on both sides. She looked funny, but she is, she's taking care of them. There's only, there's only 2 faucets and 4 babies. So, I'm going to have to eventually, either I'm thinking there's 3 boys and 1 girl, and I'm going to either put the boys on a bottle, all 3 of the boys, but maybe put all of my boys on the bottle because they're easier to sell that way. Or I'll have to give them a supplemental bottle as they get older, as they get a little bit older, because that'd be hard for her to produce enough to, well, it wouldn't be just hard enough. I mean, I'm sure she could, but like they would be fighting. There's only 2 teats. I mean, they would be, somebody would miss out. So, they are so cute. You guys have to go watch on IG, Amy says. Yes, 4 is crazy. 4 is she just didn't seem big enough for 4. Yep, they all look normal size, actually. They look just like you wouldn't think there was 4. Like, so Pebbles was one of 4. Now this is Dawn. Dawn and Pebbles aren't related, I don't think. If they are, it's like way back there. But Pebbles was one of 4. And if you remember, if you've been watching long enough, I had Onyx, and Onyx had 4 babies, and Pebbles was the smallest of the 4 of them. And Onyx did a good job taking care of them. But towards the end, I mean, a month or so, I started supplementing a bottle, giving them a little bit extra to make sure everybody got what they needed. Freedom. Does that say Freedom here? Oh, I feel stupid. Freedom Heart Farm. Hello, fellow homesteaders. I felt homeschooled just there for a minute. Freedom Heart Farm. Sell them as bottle babies. You sell them fast, especially. But that's what I'm looking at. But the thing of it is, that would be the reason I'd put the boys on the bottle, because people, I don't know, they cute and they go and buy it. But a lot of notifications. But right now I have to go into work 3 days a week, and I can't like take them with me. So I'm gonna wait at least a little bit and make it a little bit easier on myself. I haven't figured out how I'm gonna do it, but I need to put them on the bottle. But I'm not here all day to feed them that often, like they need it right now. Uh, what is that? Maligan Farms had four, but she lost two. I don't know who that is. And I don't know if I'm saying it right either. But I was thinking, like, I have four does that are yeah, I have four does that are bred, and I was thinking maybe I'll have 8, 9 babies. But one doe had her kids, and I have half that number already, so I don't know what I'll end up with. Um, Living in abundant grace, I wasn't seeing her until I went just now and changed my settings. Oh, you had to change to the live chat or something? Peggy said, let the buyers start them on bottles. Let the buyers start them on bottles right off the bat. I don't understand that, Peggy. Try it again. A little bit more words, rearrange it. I don't understand what you're saying. I mean, it's perfect English, but it's not clicking for me. Happy belated birthday. Thank you. You may have a foster mom after all. May have a foster mom. Talking about one of the other goats or something. Sell them at now. So yes, I do need to. I want to make sure they're on the bottle really good though before I send them out, especially if it's someone that hasn't had a goat before. Um, yeah, Peggy, I need to think about that. Maybe if I start them on the bottle, like when I get off work, like Thursday, like I have the weekend, maybe I can sell. But you just never know what the market's doing until you get out there and try to sell it. From year to year, it's so different. Um, and I don't want to. I initially thought I'd put them on the bottle and take them to an auction. There's a couple of auctions that seem to sell baby goats really well, but I just don't want to take goats to an auction. Uh, there's just baby goat. I don't know. I just not going to do it. I don't think. I don't think. Get desperate enough. Give me too many little boys and. Uh, oh yeah, live check goes automatically to top comments. Yeah. Jailbait and tackle outdoors. Hiya, LG. Just wanted to stop in and say hello. Hello. Um, one mom, one baby, foster equals foster mom. Yeah. How how dead is the poison hemlock now? I'm gonna need to spray again, but right now, like I'm waiting on these storms to go through. I can't get back out and do anything. Like I'm just hoping another goat does not go into labor or cow go into labor while these storms are going on. I'm just trying to get past these storms this week. You want to know who you're selling. You want to know who you're selling to. No, it's not necessarily that. It's just that there's so much at auctions. There's so many different animals coming from different farms. There's so much at auctions, and baby goats are sensitive, very sensitive, more so than other livestock to parasites and disease and illnesses when they're that young. Is that a Walker Farms cat? Yep, it is. It's an older one. It's dirty. Dirty even if I wash it, it's stained. Tomorrow's weather's heading north. It might not do anything, but I mean, I can't do anything until it does whatever it is it's going to do. I can't put the plants out that I want to. I can't go back and retreat the hemlock or the briars. Um, I don't want any goats having any babies. It's a big shock for them, and mortality rate can go high. Farm hustle. Stains equal farm hustle. That's funny. Um, when Dawn was in labor, she I was taking a nap in the recliner in the living room, and I woke up knowing that something was going on with the goats. And I think I might have like heard her when she was having contractions. I might have heard her holler or something, because when I woke up, I immediately knew that I need to get out to the goats. Like, I think I probably heard her in my sleep. Um, Chill bait and tackles. That's funny. I don't know that name. Um, so I went out there, and she had just had the first one. And when I went out, I grabbed a dog bone, and to keep Tucker away from me. And I handed it to him, and he ran into the shelter where she was and dropped his bone on the ground and started barking and growling at her. And so I've had a problem in the past. So each year I have to move Tucker out of the pen with the doe, where the does are, just so that they can have their babies, because he gets in between the does and their babies and tries to keep them away from the babies. I think he's trying to go after the afterbirth. I think the whole nastiness is what he's looking for. I don't think he's necessarily trying to save the babies from the mamas, or the other way around. But whatever it is, I have to move him out. So when she started having babies, and I brought out a bone, I thought it would just, like, he would go off and chew the bone while I went and dealt with her, but he didn't. He ran in there to her and barked and growled at her, snapped at her, and she had had one baby and had part of another one sticking out. It had one leg and just a little part of its nose sticking out, had his tongue sticking out. And she quit contracting. She quit pushing, quit contracting, everything. And I waited a little bit to see if maybe when I run him out, I took him out, and then waited a little bit, and she wasn't contracting. So I went to a sister, and so there was one leg like out quite a bit. They're supposed to come out with two, one be in front of the other one a little bit, but so there was one leg out further. I wasn't seeing the second leg. So I started to mess around trying to help her out. And when I did, it started the contractions again. And so she was able to push it out. By the time she got to the fourth one, though, she was tired, and she had laid down, and it was breached. So it came halfway out, and she stopped pushing, and she was laying down, and I had to get her to stand up and get it out. So I said that saying, I mean, if I hadn't been there, I don't know, with Tucker being there, it might not have gone well. He's not in there now. But um, if Tucker wasn't there, she probably would have had all four of those babies just fine. I didn't do anything. I just watched to make sure that all of them nursed. I watched to make sure that she cleaned them off. I didn't, you know, get all involved in all of that. But um, with the way things were, if I wasn't there, I feel like that last one needed to be pulled out real fast, just because it was backwards, and she was tired. The first one, I don't know how. I mean, Tucker wouldn't have left. I moved Tucker. I got him out of there, so I don't know how that would have gone. But let's say that it hadn't gone any further. He barked at her, stopped the contractions, and then he left her alone. I don't know how long it would have taken her to start having contractions again. I don't know what kind of condition that baby was in. Like, I don't know how for sure how it was positioned, and so I don't know. I just don't, I want to be here when they give birth, and I don't want it to be storming, because I am not going to be out there if there's a tornado coming. I'm not going to be out there if it's lightning real bad. So there, I'm waiting on, I said all that to say, I am waiting on this week to happen, to get over with, and hope that nobody has babies while the rain is going on. Because another thing is, it might not be raining and a goat will go into labor out in the field. They don't always go in the shelter. If it's raining, because goats don't like water, they'll be in the shelter. But if it starts out not raining, they'll start having babies out in the field, and then run themselves up to the shelter and leave the babies out in the field. That can happen too. So we look at, oh, what you guys, Teresa Painter, Debbie. I'm a good goat mom. Yeah, I had quads. I had no idea. Not even. I just thought she'd have two. I really did. I thought two. I'm looking at the chat. Give me just a second. Down at the bottom. We are at the bottom of the chat. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that I was going to tell you guys? Besides, if you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and do that. Because, hey, Vicky, because on Instagram, you can get monetized as well. It takes longer. Jailbait Tackle Outdoors says, I hit the thumbs up for LG. Who else can show some love? Thank you. I think it takes like something like 10,000 followers to be able to get monetized on Instagram. I don't know, it's a crazy amount, but um, maybe one day I'll hit that one. Susan says, are any cats pregnant? No, I have two males and two females, and all of them are fixed. Pixie Ranger hit the thumbs up on her way in. Skeeter, can you set something up by barn when you think a goat is close to birthing during bad weather? Um, if I, no, I don't. I just don't know how that would work out. If I think like the only way to know if they're close is, well, to see them breed, to see the day that they bred. Then you can like, then it's they're pretty accurate. Um, I don't know what accurate, that didn't even make sense, but I don't know how to say what I'm saying. Trying to say they're there's so many days, like there's only like a 5 day um difference that there's within a certain 5 days. It's gonna happen. If I go out and like they show signs of being in labor, if I can't feel like the ligaments or something, and it's going to storm, I can take them to the shop, or I could bring them up here to the garage. If but I just don't. That doesn't always happen. Like if I'm at work, like I can go to work and everybody looks fine, and they don't show any signs of going to go into labor, and then I get to work, and 2 hours later, then they go into labor, and I'm gone 8 hours. Punctual. Peggy says punctual. That's, yes, they are punctual, but I rarely see when each goat is bred. Usually, So Amy, when she had her, she's getting out of her minis, but when she had her minis, she'd bring her minis over, and usually I'd put the buck in there, and the first ones I would see bred were hers, and I would text her, this goat bred this date, you know. Um, does my peacock ever get close to you? No, never. Scared of me. Dutch has a peacock that does it eat out of his hand? Do y'all know? I know that it seems like it might even eat out of his hand, but I know he can feed it like marshmallows. I saw on a live stream, he's feeding it marshmallows and it would come and eat marshmallows. But no, he is starting to do that peacock call. He hasn't, like, this is the first time, like, within the last couple of weeks, the first time I have heard him since I got him last summer. Miracle. Who's Miracle? Only Miracle I can think of is uh are you talking about the peacock? Is that who's Miracle? Seems like everybody has a Miracle. Eddie's had a Miracle. Duchess Peacock. Miracle? I don't know. I don't know which one it was. I don't know who it was. I was just watching a live stream and he was feeding it. Marshmallows. Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't know they ate marshmallows. And he fed the marshmallows to his pigs too. I didn't even think about that, but goats like marshmallows. Some goats like marshmallows. Everybody knows her name. Okay, I didn't. Okay, I barely keep two of my goats. This is their second. Let me think. Two of my goats are not named, and one of them. This is her second year to have babies, and she still doesn't have a name. And I keep calling Caleb Tucker and Tucker Caleb. There's no way I can keep up with everybody else's animals' names. Our neighbor, our neighbor had a peacock, and when we would turkey hunt, he would come to our turkey call. That couldn't be good. Um, he needs a peahen, doesn't he? Or he thinks he does, or everybody else thinks he does. I've considered getting him a peahen, but the opportunity just hasn't shown itself. It just hadn't been um, where I was when I was wanting one. I guess I don't know. I told you the one with no name reminds me of Bambi. There are two with no names. Two of the does don't have a name. I'm gonna get off here. I'm getting sleepy. I'm getting really tired. It was fun talking to you guys. If you want to see the video on the babies, it's over on Instagram. It will be on YouTube. I just don't know if that short's going to come out tomorrow or after Thursday's video. But Thursday's video will have the babies on it as well. So anyway, guys, thank you for coming in, and I'll try to go live next Monday. I'll see you later. Bye.